And what I'm going to invite you to do is to say, I am that today. Even if it's just for the next 30, 35 minutes. I am what I'm going to tell you today. Because it's so important, the work that we do, how it ripples out everywhere. So take it in today, even if you don't think you believe it. I'll say that one more time. Take it in, even if you don't believe it. So the talk to that title was really about wholeness, but I kind of confused you there a little bit, didn't I? Mm-hmm. So it's enriching the world. Well, how does that look? How does that look in our life? Well, Woodrow Wilson, can you please go to the first? Are we on? We are on. There we go. Woodrow Wilson, that's a hard name to say sometimes. You are here to enable the world with great vision and with finer spirit. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the line. Try it again. You are here to enable the world to live more amply with greater vision and with finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world. You are here to enrich the world. Period. End of story. And I don't think that we really get that. At least I don't think I've really gotten that until I've gotten a little older. As a kid, I was more about amplifying, right? Amplifying the car. Are you with me on this? And having good spirits, right? Come on, guys. Lighten up here. But maturity's brought me to a different place. So I often say here, and I say it almost every week, every time I speak, and that is what we learn here, I want you to give it away. And there's a reason for that. And today, I'm going to tell you who I think you are, whether you think you are or not. Because there are a lot of you in here today that need to hear the truth of who you are, because it's valuable to the rest of the world. Here's the first one. As I know that you are consciously wise. Do you know what that means? There's something inside of you that says, yes, I know that. And you're conscious about it. You have what I call timing. You know when to keep your mouth shut. And you know when to speak up. And it could be at the moment when somebody needs to hear that thing. That's that consciously wise part of you. You know how to observe the world. You know what I mean by observing the world? You look at it opposed to being reactive to it. Really important. But we observe the world. And you observe it in a different way. So not everything that you see is actual quote-unquote truth. But you look at it, you discern it, you go, oh, let me think about that. And then you put it in its right perspective. Whatever that is for you. But you're not just reacting to everything that's going on. And the world is full of reactions right now. Would you agree? It is just almost too much for me. You know the value of giving and receiving. That when you give a gift, whether it's just a word, and you watch who receives it, what they get out of it, if they absorb it. Now, there are times that people don't. And you kind of go, okay, well, that's okay now. They will eventually. But you know that value. I think that your hearts are open. Now, there are times, I have a little story today about my heart not being open. There are times when, we're maybe not 100%. But overall, our hearts are open. I love this next one. You are willing to be vulnerable and caring at the same time. Do you get that? That's a big one. To be able to be vulnerable and yet care about something and go, oh, okay. In fact, I had a little short story. I was speaking with somebody this week, and they were being very vulnerable with me, and I knew that. I absolutely knew that. And I was trying to help them look at the situation a certain way. Instead of it being about them, it was just a situation. And so I knew they were vulnerable, but I also cared about them enough to say, you know what, let that part go and look at it maybe a different way. And so we talked through the situation, And then and I said, let's try one thing. Let's try being a little humble. And let's see what happens. And it was all during, have you ever tried to have a discussion with somebody over email or text? It's awful. And I said, doing it that way is not the right way, but since you're willing to do it that way, okay, go ahead. So I said, try this. And so they sent me a little, here's what I'm going to say. And I said, great, that's good, go do it. They did it, and the interesting part about this, that person really cared about their conversation that they were having. And I was like, good. And he was vulnerable at the same time. And the nice thing that happened is when he gave his conversation back to that person, the person came back and apologized. It was a whole different way of approaching things than just like, I'm the victim, I'm this, I'm that. It was more about, okay, let me try a different way. So being able to be vulnerable and caring at the same time is really important. And I think all of you, whether you know it or not, have that ability. I think that everyone here wants to make a difference now, in the moment. And realize that as you do that, you are planting seeds of goodness. What better time, Christmas time, to plant seeds of goodness? It's so much fun when we know that we are doing that. And there's no ego in it. It's just to kind of watch what happens. And then to watch and have the actual demonstration of that making a difference for somebody. And I think that all of you are aware of that. Whether you're doing it every single day, it doesn't matter, but you're aware of it. The thing is when you are conscious of that and you use all that wisdom, you are enriching the world. Can you own that? Everybody own that. Put your hands on your heart. I own that. You own that. It's really what you do. And I don't want you to forget it. Because 2024 is going to be a much better year than 2023. Okay? We got it? I'm setting you up. Setting you up. Richard Bach, from his book Illusion, says this: dwell in the world which you have created. What you hold in your heart shall be true, and what you most admire you shall become. You are life, inventing form. I love that last sentence. You are life, inventing form. We talk about form here, the creation process of the divine all the way into form. That's what we do here. And so I think it's an extremely powerful statement. And if there's one thing you take back home with you today, is your life inventing form. You have that capability. And if you use it, hi, Mary Brown. There she is. You've been on my mind. I'm going to call you. That you're powerful in that way. And it's important for you to know that. And to take it in. Take it in. I am life, inventing my form. Let's do it. I am life, inventing my form. It's the truth of who you are. I put down here, this is exactly what we teach. I give you permission to invent form. If you're not doing it, I give you permission. Quite a few quotes here. Henry Miller says this. He says, the moment one gives close attention to anything, even a blade of grass, it becomes mysterious, awesome, and indescribably magnificent. By virtue of our holy place in the universe, we are charged with the world's enrichment. So that's our job. Besides going to, doing all the things we do, teach, retire, go dancing, whatever the thing is you think you do. That's really our work. So what's our part? How do we do that? The first one is to be a pure of mind, healing the past of false notions. I think one of the biggest lessons I ever had to learn was trust. Trusting life. And then once I learned how to trust life, then creating my beliefs around that trust. What belief can I truly trust? So we have to, if you've not done that, we need to work on it together, not alone. You're not alone. But learning to trust that everything's going to be okay, no matter the appearance that's out there. Because when we believe in that, then our mind becomes clear. It's not fogged with all this other stuff. It doesn't matter what it looks like out there. It matters what's going on in here. We have to be clear about our own wholeness and our identity in the world. When I wrote this, and sometimes I practice, obviously before I get here, and one of the things that came to me as I was reading this is how honored I am to be able to stand up here and say what I say. Because I've had to work at trusting. I've had to work at one of my belief systems. I had to work at, am I whole? Am I perfect, whole, and complete? Being who I am in the world. I've had to do that work, and I couldn't stand here and say these things to you if it wasn't something I'd already done. I won't tell you anything I haven't already done. Because I don't think it's fair. I want you to hear the truth. I want you to hear the depth. I want you to hear that I know I'm perfect, whole, and complete, and because I know that about you. And that's really fun for me. You have no idea how much fun I get to watch when you heal something, or you grow from something, or you go and do something that you never thought you could do, and then you come back here and say, guess what I did? I got my new apartment. I did this. And I didn't have to help you. I just believed in you. It's really amazing. Really amazing to me. We have to heal false notions and misconceptions about ourselves. How many people were told something bad about themselves when they were a kid? Raise your hand. Everybody did. We all have. My stepmother, I can remember as a little girl, I used to love to whistle. How old was I? 7? I don't know. But I would leave my house and I would whistle. Whistle a tune, the birds, whatever it was. And I can still remember my stepmother standing on the steps and saying to me, yelling to the whole neighborhood, you can't whistle and you won't be worth anything. Bam. We all have those. Now, I really can't whistle, but I think I have become something. At least I hope I have. And the point I'm trying to make is that we have those old things, those old stories that somebody said about us. That's not true. And if you have any of that lingering stuff, let's pray over it. Let's know something greater for you. Because the only way that we can contribute to the world is by letting go of those old beliefs. Because they don't serve us anymore. And I'll tell you right now, the world really needs you. Really needs your wholeness. Really needs you to see the mom that's distressed in the store that can't handle her kids, and you just walk up and go, it's going to be okay. It's tough. I don't know how you're going to raise this child, but we got a whole family here. We'll help you. Seriously, it is not easy. It is not easy. The second part is be at oneness with all. Charles Fillmore says this. He said, spiritual realization means at one-ment, completion, perfection, wholeness, repose, resting in God. At one-ment with God brings a lasting joy that cannot be taken away. Now, that does not mean you're jolly all the time. In fact, this week, I don't know why, it feels like to me, not only the season, but I've had a lot of stuff happen in the last month, 2 months. That just is a lot. Just seems like more than normal. And I always feel this way sometimes because of the new year and having a lot of accounting to do. Well, I'm currently doing our accounting, and I'm up to October board. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm learning how to do our accounting, which is okay, and we'll get somebody to do it, but for now I want to just see where we are. But anyway, I've had this thing, I felt like I had a little funk, like I'm not right quite there. So I tried to find yesterday things that would make me feel better. Right? You know how we do that? We go around and see. I didn't eat any food or candy or any of that stuff. I tried to find other things to make me feel better. And it really took me a while to do that. So I did things like I took the dog to the park. I always loved going to the dog park because they're so funny, and they're crazy. But then that felt hard because I had to then bring them back to the car when they didn't want to leave. I tried to talk to somebody, how you can just spill your guts and kind of get it out. Well, that didn't quite do it. And then I turned on, I have Sirius XM. How many people have Sirius? I love it. It's like satellite radio. And I turned on Christmas music. No, didn't work. Just didn't work. And then I looked out my window. I have my desk and I have a window to my backyard. And I see my renter's child doing this. Now, this is called, what's it called? It's called skip ball. I have never seen this before. Have you seen this before? Oh, probably teachers have. I've never seen this. Anyway, these little boys, if they were really that close to each other, would hit each other. So just imagine her, this little girl who's going to be 8 in July. So she's 7.5 years old, and she loves to dance, and she's a single child. So she's by herself, and her mom makes her entertain herself. So she has a swing, and now she has this. Anyway, she's over there skipping and doing this thing, right? Well, looking at her, it looks like she's dancing. And I'm thinking, well, that's kind of interesting. And then a song comes on the radio. And it was In the Summertime. In the summertime, da-da-da-da-da-da. And she was doing this while the song was playing. And I was like, at first I got into, the song and her, and it was like this just moment in time where the world and everything was synchronized. She had no idea what music I was playing. But I caught that moment. And at that moment, I smiled and I felt better. My point is sometimes we have to pull that out of ourselves and find how the universe is trying to support us. The tendency is to not do that. So if you're there, you need to go turn on the radio and, observe something, watch something, do whatever it takes to make you feel better. I just encourage you, and if you're still feeling that way, let's pray some more, and then we'll go turn on the radio together. I don't care. Let's make you feel better. Because it's not fun being there. But sometimes, at least for me, I look at that and I go, maybe there's something I need to get out of that. Maybe there's something I need to work on out of that. I don't know what that is, and it's okay. I accept it, and I'm not afraid to go there. And yet some of us may be afraid to go there, and that's okay. It's okay if you are. The next thing is to live what makes you alive. Live what makes you alive. If you are not doing the work that you love, then find another job. Find another job. If you're not living what makes you alive, move. Shift. Do something that makes you feel like you are alive. I remember when I was going through a lot of my own healing, as I'd go down to Balboa Park, because there's tons of distractions there. Tons of them. People dancing, people playing music, children, animals, whatever. It's just really, it always made me feel better. And so if you're going through a rough time, go find that. Go to it. And it will make you, and sometimes it's just a short time, but that short time grows over time. Howard Thurman said this. He said, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go to it. Go to it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. People who have come alive. So I wrote these things down, and I think it's important for you to remember for yourself. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what injuries or health issues you have. These are all for me, guys. It doesn't matter where you live or you don't live, or how many friends you have. None of that matters. You have a whole family right here, and if you want to exchange phone numbers, I give you permission, okay? Because you all, even Judy, I don't know if Judy's online. Oh, she is. There she is. She likes to go to the plays. Well, on Tuesday, your board and I are getting together to talk about what kind of things could we do together to have more fun. Or maybe we go meditate at Mava's garden.
Yeah.
Yeah? She has a gorgeous garden. What can we do together to bring more life to our lives? The thing is, it doesn't matter. All those other extraneous things don't matter. What matters is that you're alive and that you're that spark. You're not afraid of that spark. In fact, Ernest Holmes says this. He says, the spark, whoop, wrong one. I guess I have to read this one, sorry. The spark which burns at the center of your soul is caught from the living and eternal flame of spirit. So when you're really there, that's God working through you. And when you're really there, people see it. That's the example. So here's our charge. My talk's not really long today, but it's a very powerful in the sense this is about you. Is to recognize and nurture and express the divine spark of wholeness to others, to in your life, in your work. Live from your own divine center. Sometimes I find that I use curse words as an expression. And sometimes that's my divine center. Because I know that's how that person gets to relate. And since it's in the dictionary, it's okay now, right? Not really. I try not to do it up here. You caught me once. The next one is see the divine center in others. And I think this is probably one of the most important parts. How many of you are teachers, have been teachers, work with other people? Quite a lot of you. When we are around individuals that need just a small seed of compassion or you're okay, or is speak to their divine center, not to their brain, but speak to this. Because it takes time for that to penetrate sometimes, and it has to go from here to here. But speak to that divine center. When I see homeless people, I don't really see homeless people. I see somebody that's chosen, in some cases, to be that, in that situation. Some cases not. But I look at their center, that they're perfect, whole, and complete. And then I ask them what they want, and they always tell me. They're not afraid. I was at a 7-Eleven, and I saw this guy checking trash cans. What I didn't notice is that he only had like one arm and then part of the other arm gone. I didn't even notice it. And I said, are you hungry? He says, yeah. I said, would you like something? I said, yeah. So, well, come on in. So we went into 7-Eleven and we got food. And then I was piling all this stuff on him, and he could barely hold it, you know. And I thought, wow, I'm glad I was there at that moment to make him, and he was like proud that he was getting food. It wasn't about being, that less than. It was more about, we're common human people helping common human people. And that's really all that mattered. Then there's bringing it into your communities. Obviously here, I want you to see the wholeness of everybody. Even when we're having a bad day, right? It's okay. It's okay. And then look to and become the way showers to inspire others. That's that part about me feeling really honored to be able to be that. And humble about it. I mean, not too many people do this. If you think about it, in the whole world, there I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of us, but the world's in billions. So it's very honoring to be able to stand up here. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to give you kind of the conclusion and then we're going to do a little process. Process is very easy. I'll need you to turn on that light for me, Emma. Could you do that? Don't turn the other lights on, just that light. That's fine. But the quote that I have that's next is my absolute favorite quote from Ernest Holmes, because he says everything we need to know in this one quote. He says, what the world needs is spiritual conviction. I've been talking about that today. Your conviction to do and be and create a better world by following spiritual experiences. If you don't have a spiritual experience, then you don't know what you did. You got to be able to see it. I would rather see a student of this science prove its principles than to have him repeat all the words of wisdom that have ever been uttered. I said earlier, everything that I talk about is something I've personally experienced. And I, at one point, used to punish myself because it's like, well, I don't believe that. So I go do it again and make a mistake. And then make another mistake. And I finally go, you know what? You don't have to do that again. Let's go down the other road, Let's go down the other street. Let's stop doing that. But I truly believe that Spirit is giving me the opportunity to know these things at a deeper level so that when you are here and you hear that, you believe me. Because you are incredible individuals and doing some incredible work in the world. And even if it feels like it's this much. I mean, I talked to Sylvia. Can I use you as an example? Sure. I put her on the spot. And she's out there guiding the bugs, She is. She's saving something that the earth needs. It's just a gift. It's just really sweet. And it's not something you think about, right? It's something different. So what is your thing? What is your thing that you're doing to believe in this? What is your spiritual experience? And it could be very, very simple. So, we're going to do a process. Very simple process. On the wall over there, I talked about these 2 weeks ago. They're qualities of God, or principles, whichever way you want to put them. And I want you to pick one that you're going to use the next week. Pick one of those things, and down at the bottom it says unity, wholeness, wisdom, thanksgiving, power, order, joy, love, clarity, freedom, beauty, balance, and abundance. And peace. And peace is not on there, so if peace should be, we should handwrite peace in there. There's probably more. But point being is I want you to pick one of those. And then I want you to find somebody that's next to you. And I'm going to give you each, for you, those of you online, this is only going to be a 2-minute process. So can you put them into a group, rooms? So we got 2, 4, 6, 7. Make three groups, one will have 3. And so I want you to just think about it for the moment. What quality could you use the next week that you could become and that you could maybe give it away? Okay? Everybody got a quality? Got one in your head? All right, so I'm going to give you, let's go ahead and put them in a breakout room. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. That's it. So I'll ring the bell at 1. So pick your person. Anybody. You two want to switch or you want, you're good? Be each other? Okay. 2, 2, 2. Jerry needs a partner. Jerry.
Good. So what's your
start to wrap it up.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll give a moment for them to come back. You can close the room. Okay. So anyone want to share? Oh, come on. Can't be shy. Yes, Jerry.
Joy.
Joy.
Yes.
What a concept.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I have two very big events this week.
Yep.
With about between 60 and 70 youth apiece. And I'm organizing and I'm working and I'm doing and I'm helping, and I just absolutely know that everything is going to unfold exactly the way it unfolds.
Love it.
And it's going to be exactly what I had in mind, or it's going to be completely different, and either way is okay.
It's perfect. Yeah. 2 events. There you go. And you know what? You look like Santa Claus right now. You have these red cheeks. I love it.
I'm not sure how to take that.
No, I mean that in a nice way. You're giving the gifts, you know?
Yeah, I am.
You are. You're giving the gift of joy. Wow. What's that? Santa shaved. He's clean cut today. He's clean cut.
Almost. It's very short.
But you lost a lot of weight,
I
Sam.
did, so thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who else? Come on, give me a something. Martha.
Thanksgiving, we both wrote it down, and
Thanksgiving.
one or the other, and then we talked about it, and we've been through a really rough time individually and together this last year, and things have worked out. I always knew they would. I am one of those that knows everything
Yeah,
is perfect.
you get it. Yeah,
I think I'm doing it. At least I feel like it.
yeah.
And so we're very grateful for how things have come around this year.
Yes.
Individually and together.
Oh,
And that, absolutely, yeah, the minute we stepped in this church, we felt that we were at home, we like it.
I love it.
And that meant that we had to make moves and do lots of things to put us into this community.
Yeah,
Now we drive a fair distance.
you do. Oh, I'm glad.
Like it.
Good. I'm glad. Well, I love having you here. So it's giving thanks, Thanksgiving, for all the things that transpired to bring you now to and you both have new homes, right?
Yes.
New homes, and you're stable, and so you drive a little distance.
No drugs, no shootings, and no murders.
There you go. No drugs, no shootings, no murders. Yeah, I like that. Okay, giving thanks. Okay, who else? Come on, you guys. Pop it out. Huh?
Love.
Love. Love. Do you want to describe what that means?
Share love wherever I go.
Share love wherever you go. I love that. Yeah. I'll speak for Sam, too, because I went to his memorial. We went to his memorial. And that was one of the things when he became a minister. Bless his heart. We're speaking about you, Sam. He wanted to spread love, and that's what he did. I can't remember a moment that he didn't have a smile or have some little tiny joke, something to make me laugh. And he was very compassionate. So love, yes, absolutely. Mary.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom to loosen my grip on how I think things ought to be.
That mean your kids? Yes.
Let them live their life.
Let them live their lives. Let her kids live their life. Good for you. It's hard, I think, as a mom. And you're just starting, Dad. Wait.
Yeah, just wait.
Just wait. Who else? Come on. There's beauty. Yes. Tell me more.
Well, I just want, it's Christmas time, and, there is a lot of beauty out there.
Yeah.
I just want to spread more of it.
Yeah. Went to see the lights last night. Walk, don't drive. Yes, there's a lot of beauty. And a lot more lights this year than I've noticed. It's really nice. Yes. What else? Come on. Emma.
I use Thanksgiving, but mainly in the form of people that I know and telling them how thankful I am.
Oh, that's
Things that
nice.
they do for me, or, how they light up my day.
Yeah. Giving thanks for your friends and how they light up your day. Not just Thanksgiving, but just how important they are to you. Yeah. Wow. That's good. Come on. Give me a couple more, you guys. Speak your word.
Joy?
Joy. Tell me more about joy.
I'm going to be joyful because I'm going to be working at 2 work.
Wow. What are you going to do?
Maintenance and janitorial.
That's a good job. It's an important job, especially there. Especially with the water. Yeah. Good. Good to see you too. Glad you're here. Who else? Come on.
Mine was abundance of joy, love, trust.
I like that. Now you have to give me a big story. Tell me more.
I want all that.
You want all of it,
I
huh?
want to feel more abundance of feelings of joy and giving joy. I want
Yeah.
abundance of feeling trust when sometimes I don't.
Right.
So
Breathe.
it'll be a challenge.
Yeah.
And then, all that, to give that and to feel it.
Good. Would you like to take the poster home? You can take a picture. Yeah. Really. I invite you to take a picture of that. Put it on your, wherever you are, and because I think we have to remind ourselves. Yeah. Good. Can I get anybody online? I tend to forget about them, and I think I can turn the volume up. Let me see if I can get anybody online. Can you open it up? I've got it on 75. Anybody want to give me a quality? Mary? They're delayed a little bit. You have to turn your volume. I've got your volume up here. Anybody? Have to unmute yourself, though. There's Jody. Jody, you're muted. There's a little delay. I've got. You might turn the. There you go.
We, our group, no, I'm not muted.
You're good.
Our group came up with,
It's okay. It's delayed. She's fine.
oh, that was me. I thought it was somebody else talking. Our group came up with patience and acceptance.
Patience and acceptance. I like that. One of our previous members, her word was patience. And she would say it out loud. So I like that one a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Dee, you want to share? And welcome back from the hospital. I'm glad you're okay. Yay, Dee. You're muted. She may not. Oh, no, she didn't. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jody. Okay, she took her vote. All right, she's down. All right, so I have our affirmation. So we're going to do our affirmation, and then I'm going to pray us and have TJ back. And I just want you to go home to realize how valuable you are, no matter what it looks like. Somebody needs you. Somebody needs you. And since the world's really big, just pick one or two people, okay? All right, so I'm gonna have you sit, because it's a lot to stand in, and there's a lot of words, and then for me to pray, you might fall over. I don't know. So let's do our affirmation. We speak it 3 times. One is to our soul, one is to ourselves, and one is to the universe. So let's do this together. So let's whisper it. My awareness of my oneness within the universe, our planet, and every blade of grass inspires and guides me in my enrichment of the world. In a normal voice, my awareness of my oneness with the universe, our planet, and every blade of grass inspires us, guides us in the enrichment of the world. And loud now. My awareness of my oneness with the universe, our planet, and every blade of grass inspires and guides me in my enrichment of the world. So closing your eyes, knowing right here, right now, that we are in the sanctuary of the one infinite presence that moves, breathes itself through us in every single part of our life. Whether we're sleeping, whether we're awake, whether we're consciously giving our wisdom away, wherever we are one with that divine inspirational oneness. And so I know and accept today that as we leave this holy hall of goodness, that we are ready, willing, and able to see the world with beautiful eyes, to see the lights, see the smiles, see the goodness that is around us, and to plant those seeds of wisdom and goodness in others. We are primed, we are ready, and we are very able to do that in every breath that we take. And so I bless each of you as you go on your way today to know that truth, to embody that truth, and simply say, yes, I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm able. And so with that, I give great thanks. I release these words into the infinite law of good and love, knowing that it's already taking place right here, right now. And join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.